Sirat is out now, new Spanish film directed by Oliver Las, not sure how to pronounce the name correctly, so apologies for that. Nominated for 2 Academy Awards this year, Best International Feature representing Spain, and Best Sound. The story starts with a father and his young son arriving at a rave in the Moroccan desert. They're in search of the man's daughter and the boy's sister who went missing. After the rave is suddenly stopped by the military arriving on the scene, they end up joining with a group of outcast weirdos and set off on a journey across the desert to another rave where they hope to find the missing woman. So I think this is a really interesting film which straddles the line between being a direct story and a metaphor. The title Sirat comes from the Islamic concept of a bridge to paradise, which is described as thinner than a hair and sharper than a sword. And essentially, the film could be read as just such a spiritual journey instead of a literal one. What starts as a kind of missing person thriller suddenly becomes a bleak, harrowing journey through hell where nobody is safe from judgment. The sound design is incredible, with the almost constant throbbing of electronic music, the blowing desert wind, and the sound of the engines of what becomes an almost like a Mad Max type caravan. The cinematography is also fantastic with so many wide shots of the desert landscapes and winding roads. I kept wondering if it was all shot on location. I do think it was. The opening sequence at the rave reminded me strongly of Climax, and then the other parts of the film have echoes of David Lynch and Julia Ducournau in them. I will also say that there is one sequence in the close to the end of the film, which is meant to be shocking and violent and sudden, and I don't think it entirely works because, in a way, it is absurd, almost like a Monty Python skit. But if you can, I think a lot of the reception of the film will depend on how much you can accept its weirdness and especially that sequence. If you can wave the silliness away and accept it, I think the movie holds together. I liked it being so unexpected in terms of spiraling further and further into this hopeless spiritual journey where human soul is stripped of all possessions, all relationships, all, everything around it and laid completely bare. Very unique and strange movie, but I enjoyed it.